thank you so much for everyone for being here right now. We will commence at about 2 p.m. So we will just have an intermission in the meantime. So please stay tuned. Salam and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the final round of our 3-minute thesis competition 2021 of the national level. And I welcome all of you back. So I hope you have all taken your lunch. Has everyone taken your lunch already? If you have, you can type yes in the chat if you want. So I have, and I am so glad to see all of you back here again. First of all, let me share with you, my name is Familia. I will be the MC for this final round. It gives me great honor to do this. And I would like to first welcome and give a very warm welcome to all of our distinguished guests and VIPs. First of all, I would like to welcome our dear, wonderful, honorable rector, Tan Sri Professor Emeritus Zulkifli Abdul Razak, and also our respectable judges, and also to our organizers, our members of our organizers in the International Islamic University Malaysia, as well as from University Malaya, and also a warm welcome to all our excited participants and our audience and our distinguished guests from universities. And also on behalf of the organizers, I would like to thank our sponsor, Springer Nature. A warm welcome to Mr. Kent as well from Springer Nature. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final round of the 3-minute thesis competition 2021. It gives me so much excitement to welcome you here. And I want to share with you a little story just before we move to the next round. I just want to share with you a little bit of a background story of how this started. Some of you might be familiar, but some of you may not actually have heard the story before. So this year actually marks the 14th year of the annual 3-minute thesis competition. And the competition originated in the University of Queensland, UQ, in 2008. Now, a little bit of background story was that in Queensland, in the state of Queensland, there was once a severe drought. And when this drought happened, everyone had to have a time limit to shower. And that was a 3-minute time limit to shower. Now you can imagine the long line outside the washrooms. So I'm guessing there's this bunch of scholars lining up excitedly outside the bathroom to get their turn. And then perhaps they were thinking, okay, what shall we do? Oh, well, what do you expect when you put a bunch of scholars lining up together? They would talk about their theses, obviously. So that was what happened. And then everyone would present their thesis for about 3 minutes while waiting for their turn. Now, this then sparked a wonderful idea in Professor Emeritus Alan Lawson, who was then the dean in University of Queensland, who said, let's turn this into a competition. So then that was how the 3-minute thesis competition was then birthed. And it's wonderful to see this happening right now. And it's wonderful all of you here together right now. So I want to ask you to think of something. Imagine turning this, can you see this? Gigantic turning it, all right, not really. Okay, so anyway, there's about 500 pages here. So turning that into 3 minutes orally. So that was what I had the wonderful opportunity. Thank you, CPS, for giving me that opportunity 2 years ago. And let me tell you, that takes a lot of effort. So I really salute to you, all our wonderful participants here today. And we have here 3 main categories: science, engineering and technology, social science. So 3 different categories. And I would also like to share with you that we have 13 finalists today who have successfully completed the rounds. We will be announcing it in just a little bit. Before that, let me just remind everyone about the rules and regulations of the prizes. So we will be looking at comprehension and content, as well as engagement and communication. Now, the 2 grand prize winners shall be decided based on the quality of their presentation, which supports the solution to global issues. So the 2 grand prize winners will then be awarded with 750 euros sponsored by Springer Nature. And they will also be the representatives who will represent Malaysia at the at the round where we're going to University of Queensland. So at the Asia Pacific final round. That is going to be a really wonderful news for us to see who's going to be our champions. So a little bit of reminder to our guests, if you can kindly mute your microphones. And can I also introduce you to our judges? We have a wonderful lineup of judges here today. When I mention your name, perhaps you could just let us know that you are here as well, yeah? So our first judge here, we have Brother Muhammad Effendi Muhammad Nur, who is the head of strategy and portfolio management from Petronas Gas. Go ahead. How are you, Brother Muhammad Effendi? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Brother Muhammad Effendi, Muhammad Noor from Petronas? Salam. Okay, maybe let's just proceed to the next judge, just in case of you. Well, if you can hear us, can you share with us? Professor Dr. Zaidatun Binti Tasir, the Dean of Faculty in Social Science and Humanities, University Technology, Malaysia. How are you, Professor Doctor?
Hi, fine. Thank you very much. And of course, Pamilia and also Chansri, how are you? Thank you very much for IUM and and also MDPS for organizing this such very interesting competition. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Now, can I call upon Brother Amin Idris, who's the founder of Academy Magnet Success in Duran Berhad, who's a master trainer. Salam, Brother Amin. Can you hear me?
Waalaikumsalam. How's everyone? And thank you for the organizer for inviting me. It's a great honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brother Amin.
My
Can
pleasure.
I hear from Dr. Azmizam Abdul Rashid, who is the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Head of Knowledge Platform and Partnerships, Center of Excellence for Sustainable Cities and Community Wellbeing from the Ministry of Housing and Local Government, Malaysia. Salam, Dr. Azmizam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, and it's a great honor to be here with all the judges and the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. It's very honored to have you here. Thank you so much. Now we have our final judge here, Miss Swati Meharishi from Springer Nature, Editorial Director, Applied Science and Engineering. Can we hear from you, Miss Swati? Are you here?
Yes. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you once again for inviting me to this. I'm very excitedly looking forward to the presentations today.
Yes,
and all the best.
Thank you so much, Ms. Swati. So I will now, thank you so much. It's so wonderful to see our wonderful lineup of judges. Let us now begin with a dua recitation by Ustaz Muhammad Ramadan Suki bin Abdullah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. O Allah, we beg thee all of good things which pertains to this day and days hereafter. You have bestowed on us the greatness of your ni'mah in which we could never imagine, and you have protected us from harm when we cannot detach ourselves from it. We have done deeds in which only you have the knowledge of its good or its bad. O Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate, bless all of us today in this competition. Make it a stage for further prosperity and progress, and be of great benefit and contribution to the development of our people in the whole Malaysia and the whole of the Ummah. O Allah, we plead that you shower tawfiq upon us for us to continue to do good deeds that receive your pleasure and a harmonious life that you bless. O Allah, we seek your might to safeguard our physical self so that we continue to worship you. Safekeep us so that our hearts are filled with love. Please open our hearts so that we seek you always, just like how you open the hearts of those who are righteous. Please place us among those who keep to their promises and able to fulfill our responsibilities. Please make our life a witness to all deeds that you have enjoined us to do, O Allah, the most gracious, the most giving. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين تقبل الله منا ومنكم.
Thank you so much to our dear Ustaz Muhammad Ramadan. We appreciate that dua so much. Thank you. I would now like to call upon our wonderful Honorable Tan Sri, Professor Emeritus Zulkifli Abdul Razak, to please deliver his opening remarks to officiate this event.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Familia. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Greeting of peace to everybody, fellow judges, presenters, brothers and sisters. Indeed, this is a very unique occasion for me to speak in an occasion that allows you no more than 3 minutes. I mean, it's a wonderful experience. As academician, 3 minutes is never enough. 3 hours is never enough. We like to speak and talk all the time. So this is a way to discipline ourselves and just make sure that we say the essential things in 3 minutes. And Alhamdulillah, I think this is a challenge that all of us are going through for this competition at the national level. I would like to congratulate all of you who are involved in this, and certainly recognize University of Queensland for this very unique and innovative ideas. Indeed, I think in the world of academia, we tend to be a little bit, elaborate in many of the things, but here it challenges here to pick what is only important in 3 minutes. And I wonder how we can do this. I will definitely not be able to do this. I'm trying to cut short my speech within 3 minutes. It's already a challenge for me. Nevertheless, I think this is something that will remind us. I would want to take a lesson of it, that this is has something to do with sustainable development, which the university is also very keen to pursue. In other words, from the experience of drought, we begin to distill what is essential in life. Yeah. Without the drought, I guess we keep on talking and talking and talking. Here, the drought will tell us what is essential and keep only to the essential. And within this COVID environment, there is a very important lesson that we deal only with the essential. We can forego the unessentials or non-essentials, and suddenly we find that life is very simple, that life is very enjoyable without all the other superfluous things that we often do not need, but we somehow or rather get embraced into it as we moved along. So I think this 3-minute thesis is not just about presenting theses and ideas, but also an awakening for all of us that life now needs to be simplified, that life now needs to be on its own pedestal of the essentials only. Given the disparity that we have got around the world, just take a vaccine, for example, some countries have hawked twice the one they need, and depriving others of vaccines around the world. I think the 3-minute lesson tells us that everybody must have the same due in terms of food, in terms of essential, that we can live together. And I come back to what Gandhi used to say, right? There's enough for everybody's needs, but there's not enough for everybody's greed. So on that note, I would like to wish you well. I'm really very excited to see how you present this in 3 minutes. I also want to wish you luck. I'm sure the best of you will represent the country at the Asia Pacific and hopefully at the international level. Let's make this our effort together, and let's also make this as a kind of a collaboration that we can then keep in touch with one another. Thank you again for the judges, and thank you for Familia for handling this so well. And hopefully the 3 minutes lesson is something that we all can take home, whether we win or lose the competition one way or another. So wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Bless you, stay well, keep safe, and hopefully we'll see you again in no more than 3 minutes, inshallah.
Amin. Thank you so much, Dr. Zul. That was really wonderful. I think that we are so, that was a very enlightening reminder for all of us to really focus on the finer things in life, to really practice mindfulness. I think that's really wonderful, Tan Sri. Thank you so, so much for giving this opening speech. Now, for the time that everyone is anxiously waiting for. Now, I want to remind all of our participants, a very good reminder for all of you is that in your own way, you are all a success and winners in your research and in your field. Because I think it is so clear that every one of you has presented and done your best, and you have given your all in it. Remember, when you're presenting your 3-minute thesis, you're not just presenting your research, you're actually presenting a little piece of your heart to people. You're giving them a sneak preview into the passion on the area of research that it's really so, this burning desire in your heart to really try to make a difference through your research. So that itself is very touching to see when you see the lineup of participants. Without further ado, let's now come to the time that we have been waiting for. Everyone, are you ready? Are you excited? All right, I bet you are. Okay, so we will now announce the finalists of each category. I will first begin with the science category finalists, followed by the social science category, and finally the engineering and technology category. Now, announcing the finalists from the science category. Okay, everyone. For the first finalist, we have Diana Suhaiza binti Said from University Putra, Malaysia. Congratulations, Diana. All right. And the second finalist, we have Lim Lai Gai from University Technology Petronas. The third finalist of the science category is Nurul Hana binti Masud from University Science Islam Antarabangsa. The next finalist that we have is Rabiatul Adawiyah binti Zayadi from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. The next finalist in the science category is Afiq Aiman Abdul Ghaffur from University Technology Mara. All right. Now, we have now concluded the finalists from the science category. We would like to congratulate the finalists from the science category. Now, don't go yet because we still have 2 more categories coming up to the social science category. Our first finalist is Bambang Hengki Rainanto from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. Our next finalist is Nik Nur Ainin Sofia binti Nikmat from University Malaya. Now coming up to our next finalist in the social science category is Sharil bin Ramli at Romli from University Putra, Malaysia. Now coming up to our next finalist is Khairul Anwar Rusli from University Science Islam Antarabangsa. Congratulations to our social science category finalists. Now we come to the final category, which is engineering and technology category. The first finalist from this category is Nur Akhlisa binti Zulkifli from University Putra, Malaysia. All right, now we go down to our next finalist of the engineering and technology category is Muhammad Hilmi Naim bin Muhammad Yakin from University Malaysia, Pahang. Our third finalist from the final category, engineering and technology, is Amni Haslinda binti Alpandi from University Technology Petronas. Now our fourth finalist from the engineering and technology categories, Radhika Gautam Gunaji from University Technology Malaysia. Now we would like to congratulate all our finalists. We have here with us 13 finalists in total, 5 from science category, 4 from social science category, and 4 from the engineering and technology category. We would like to give them a warm congratulations. We would like to also remind our dear finalists to please stay until the end of the session, as following the display of your recording, which we will be playing in a while, we will be having a Q&A session for you. A brief one, do not worry, all right? So first of all, a warm congratulations followed by virtual claps to all of our wonderful dear finalists. Now, the time that we have been waiting we would like to present to you the first category of finalists, beginning with the science category. So allow us to present to you the first finalist. All right, so we have here with us a student by the name of Diana Suhaiza binti Said from University Putra Malaysia with the title No More Anal Digging in Prostate Cancer Diagnosis. Let us hear from her. Thank you.
Do you know that cells in our body do communicate with each other? Surprisingly, they do in their own way. But how? Imagine a cell. There are bubbles of liquids inside the cells which contain whatever the cells have, including DNA and proteins. These bubbles are excreted out of the cells and called exosomes. Once out of the cells, exosomes travel through the blood to reach other organs in the body. Exosomes are warmly accepted into other cells and the proteins are released. In many cancers, including prostate cancer, exosomes play an important role. I utilize exosomes to diagnose prostate cancer. In Malaysia, prostate cancer is the third most common cancer among men. But do you have any idea of how painful it is and how traumatic it can be to diagnose prostate cancer? A doctor has to insert his 2 fingers into the anus and go round and round in there to feel for the prostate. Then, prostate sample has to be taken out for biopsy. For this procedure, a needle is inserted through the anus and passes through the wall of large intestine to reach for the prostate. Doesn't that sound scary? The worst part is prostate biopsy may come with surgical complications. Current popular technique of diagnosing prostate cancer, which is known as blood PSA, is neither sensitive nor specific. This leads to mismanagement of prostate diseases. So, how do these exosomes relate to the way prostate cancer is diagnosed? This is what I've been working hard on, making prostate cancer diagnostic procedure more simple. No anal digging, less painful, and surely less traumatic. Simpler procedure can be achieved by isolating exosomes from prostate cancer patients' blood and urine sample. Before clinical trial, exosomes from prostate cancer cells cultured in the lab are isolated by using a chemical substance. Then, targeted proteins in the exosomes are quantified using a machine. If enough proteins are detected, we can directly diagnose prostate cancer with the degree of cancer spread with only simple blood and urine tests. This way, we can save time for diagnosis and proceed to individual treatment. Perhaps with this small breakthrough, we don't need prostate biopsy anymore in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Diana. I think that was really wonderful. Can you hear me, Sister Diana?
Hi.
Hi. So I think that was a wonderful piece of research. I think all of us can agree with that, and that's going to be really beneficial. Can we know? Thank you so much. Can we know what prompted you to want to study on this, and what exactly inspired you to do this?
Oh, I think because exosome is quite a new research in Malaysia, even though it's been there for nearly a decade outside. But it's in Malaysia, it's not a vast research. So I think exosome can be like a new thing in Malaysia to explore.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely is going to be a wonderful research for more exploration. Thank you so much, Sister Diana.
Welcome.
Thank you. So up next, we have a next participant. We have a next finalist who will be presenting. Now, this finalist is by the name Lim Lai Gai, and he is from University Technology Petronas, who will be presenting with the title Enhancing the Extraction of Brain Signal for Mental State Estimation. Let us hear from him.
Every person have a unique brain. Our brain control and coordinates action and reaction, allow us to think, feel, and enable us to have memory and feeling. Therefore, it is extremely important to keep our brain at good health. Unfortunately, with the fast pace of modern life, more and more people experience stress in dealing with work and coping with high living costs. This is really bad for our mental health in the long run. Also, if we do not properly exercise our brain, there is a high tendency that our brain will degenerate faster as we get older. This will likely increase the chance of being diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Besides, there is an increased number of children suffer with neurodevelopmental disorder. They may have trouble paying attention, may act without thinking, overly active, or having problem with regulating emotion. All these examples show that it is crucial for us to maintain a healthy brain. One of the solutions to strengthen and improve the brain functionality is through neurofeedback therapy. This solution may sound unfamiliar to you, but it's actually not that complicated. By wearing the brain imaging device on our head, our brain activity can be measured and recorded when we are performing mental exercises. The recorded brain activity are pre-processed and translated into some sort of brain indicator, which are used to reflect our mental state. Using such information, our brain can be trained and optimized at full capacity, which has been proven to enhance and strengthen the brain performance. However, as we all know, human brain is a very complex structure, leading to complications in obtaining an accurate estimation of mental state, which eventually reduces the efficiency of the neurofeedback therapy. To further improve the existing technique, I have developed a baseline detection method to estimate when the brain is ready for the exercise. Such intervention has been demonstrated to improve the estimation of mental state. This can be a promising breakthrough in solving the brain degeneration among the older people. As quoted by Richard Davidson, healthy mind, healthy life. Hence, we should ensure that our brain is always healthy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Lim Lai Gai. Can I know, Lim Lai Gai, are you here with us today? Are you in the link right now?
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
Oh, it's really nice to meet you. I like that quote, healthy mind, healthy life. That's actually
Yes.
something that I
Thank
like.
you.
Your research is very interesting, and it also means a lot, especially coming from my background psychology. We do a lot of MSE as well. Maybe
Oh,
can you tell us how do you feel this research that you have done will impact a lot of more researchers and also maybe policymakers in the future?
okay. Thank you, Robert, the organizer, and thank you for the question. So what I think is that now, everyone's stressed and all that, and as we get older, our brain also degenerate. So here we have one solution here, and UTP is that we can use a brain device. Currently, it's not really commercialized or yet, but it's still in the emerging in the research and development phase. So this with ongoing development, this should help. It can be a training session, it can help to train the brain. Yeah, it can be one kind of activity when we can record the brain signal and doing the training, all that. It can improve our brain performance, all that. So in the long run, it can be applied to all disability person where they have the cognitive malfunction, all that. So I can see that it's a huge potential. It has a huge impact to the society and all that.
Yeah,
So that's all.
definitely. I think that's wonderful. Thank you so much for this research, Lim Lai Gai. Thank you. We will now proceed to our next finalist presentation, and her name is Nurul Hana binti Masud. who is from University Science Islam Malaysia, who will be presenting on her title called CSI, Chicken Slaughtering Investigator. Let us hear from her.
Can anyone tell me who never ate chicken in their entire life? I believe most of us have eaten chicken. Chicken has become prevalent in numerous cuisines. Imagine you are happily enjoying your chicken meat for many years of your life, but suddenly you heard from the news that the halal chicken meat company was corrupted, involving the selling of fake halal chicken over a period of 30 years. How many of you can really confirm the chicken meat that we eat already undergo slaughtering and considered 100% halal? Slaughtering process is based on Islamic law where several artery and veins of the chicken must be cut in manners by a sharp knife in the single swipe by the name of Allah, and the blood will be drained out. Now, let me share with you a fact. From the slaughtering process, the blood of chicken will be drained out, and it brings together the nitrogenous waste that cause the chicken meat to be less toxic. The shelf life of chicken will be increased, in which chicken meat indicate healthier to be consumed, and it's happened otherwise for non-slaughtering cases. The interesting part of the research is the target compound shows the activity of the microorganism. As we know, the activity of the microorganism shows the quality of the food, thus make it suitable to become a freshness indicator and also potentially related with the non-slaughtering chicken. This evidence also supported by study of Ibrahim et al. 2014, in which non-slaughtering chicken contain high number of Miss E, a colony of one bacteria. In contrast, slaughtering chicken did not contain any Miss E. The activity of Miss E will produce Mr. T, a main suspect, a target compound. Miss E and Mr. T, such a lovely couple that are so romantic, so these two are closely related. So this is how my PhD research gave me a job as a CSI, Chicken Slaughtering Investigator, detective to detect a main suspect, which is Mr. T, by developing a platform that are so selective with Mr. T. Of course, we cannot just get a suspect without assembling a trap. Therefore, as a trap platform on Mr. T fabric, which is made up from nanomaterial and specific enzyme, will be developed. Once Mr. T are detected, the chemical reaction takes place to generate electric current that are directly proportional to the presence of Mr. T. And the result will be pop out on the screen, shows the peak of the detection. The advantage of my research is the platform that are successfully developed will become a sensitive analytical device and also act as a sensing strip. So even our naked eyes can tell by the existence of the strip, we can detect Mr. T wherever and whenever. This is a good news for Muslim and government bodies for food control analysis in solving the issues of fake halal chicken meat. So with that strip, even you can become a CSI. And if there is any suspicious come across, we can just use that strip and the result will be get directly and the case will be closed.
Excellent, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, Sister Nurul Hana. Can I know if you are in our link right now, Sister Nurul Hana?
Hi, hello everyone.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice
First
to
of
meet
all,
all.
I love that romantic story that you told us just now, involving it's wonderful that you can turn a chicken into a romantic hero in that way. It's in a way. And I want to tell you something. I actually found it very interesting about the less toxicity part and the increasing the shelf life. I think we can all benefit from this knowledge as well. Sister Nurul Hana, maybe can I know if there was one thing that you would give, one piece of advice that you would give others who have similar research interests, want to replicate your research perhaps, what kind of advice would you give them?
Well, hi everyone. Okay, thanks for the questions. I think since the issues of fake halal scandal that are lately happening in our country, so I think this is quite a good field to study. So my suggestion to all the researchers out there, we can study first the activity of the chicken meat itself, what's in there, what is the bacteria involved, and what bacteria can form another compound. So from the compound, we can study the character of the compound. So in my case, my compound can undergo oxidation process. So from that, from the platform, I make something that can detect the oxidation process, and finally, the electronic process from the electrical part So from that, we can, it's possible to making a strip from that. So I hope this is to our food industry, government, to solving the issues. And the most important thing, we can prove that the chicken meat they undergo slaughtering is more healthy and less toxic. So healthier food, healthier life. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Wow, we heard the healthy mind, healthy life. Now we're having healthy food, healthy life. I like that. It's a lot about mental health and also physical health. Thank you so much, Sister Nurul Hana. Thank you. We will now proceed with the next finalist. Now, we have here with us the next finalist by Rabiatul Adawiyah binti Zayadi from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia, who will be sharing with us the title, Gold is Not Always Yellow. Let us hear from her.
Here's a fact about gold. It is not always yellow. So I want to talk about gold nanoparticles. It is red in color because it is very small, in nano range. Compared to the yellow gold, this red gold nanoparticles is very reactive, so it can be used in various applications, including biomedical application. So it can detect the location of tumor inside the body, deliver drugs straight to the tumor, or kill the cancer cells by heat treatment. But here's the thing. If we want to use gold nanoparticles for biomedical application, we have to make sure that it is safe and non-toxic. However, the conventional method of producing gold nanoparticles involves the usage of toxic chemicals. So, the objective of my study is to replace these toxic chemicals with natural ingredients to produce a stable, safe, and non-toxic gold nanoparticles. So, I produce the gold nanoparticles by mixing gold chloride, honey, ginger, and water. Honey acts as the reducing agent. It reduces the gold into nano-sized particles, and ginger further stabilizes the gold nanoparticles so it has a longer shelf life. With these ingredients, I managed to produce the red gold nanoparticles, and as you can see, it has a spherical shape with an average diameter of 14 nanometer, and that's like 1 million times smaller than a coin. It also has excellent antioxidant and radical scavenging activity up to 90%. This means that it can scavenge or remove dangerous free radicals inside the body that might be causing cancer. The gold nanoparticles is also stable in liquid form, meaning that it don't have any changes in the chemical or physical properties over a long period of time. And all these characteristics are made possible due to the presence of bioactive compounds in honey and ginger. So, from this research, we can see that honey and ginger can replace the toxic chemicals to produce a stable, safe, and non-toxic gold nanoparticles. It has the potential to be used in biomedical application, perhaps to cure cancer. So, the next time you see a yellow gold, remember, there is a smaller red gold that can do wonders. Thank you.
Excellent, Sister Rabiatul. I think that was really interesting. I'm going to look at gold in a whole different light. Sister Rabiatul, can I know if you're here with us?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can. It's really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
First of all, gold, honey, ginger. Oh my gosh, I was thinking to myself, these are a few of my favorite things. So that was really nice. So now can I just ask you, Sister Rabiatul, what actually prompted you to be passionate about this topic and then to do that and also be focused on cancer research as well?
Okay, thank you for the question, Dr. Camelia. So what actually motivated me to do this study on nanotechnology, especially on gold nanoparticles, is that nanomaterials or gold nanoparticles, they have very various applications. It can be used in many applications. So for gold nanoparticles, for itself, it can be used in biomedical applications, electronic applications, and catalysis application. So this whole nanomaterial application, it is just not focusing on one application. So actually, by using natural ingredients to produce gold nanoparticles, we can actually achieve a lot of sustainable goal development. For example, in my research, it is focusing on the sustainable development goal number 3, which is to promote healthy life and well-being. So we know that cancer is actually the number 2 killer in the whole world. So by producing gold nanoparticles that is stable, safe, and non-toxic, and replacing the toxic chemicals with natural ingredients, I hope I can become one of the contributor in reducing or the effect of cancer in our global life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Rabiatul. I pray that that will happen too. I really thank you for doing this as well. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
We will now proceed with our next finalist of the science category. We're coming to Brother Atik Aiman Abdul Ghaffur from University Technology Mara with his title Light of Hope at the End of the Tunnel. Let us hear from him.
Greetings. Imagine that you are driving a brand new Ferrari, cruising down the road, enjoying the beautiful sceneries all around you, when suddenly ahead of you is a big dark tunnel. As you enter, you realize that it was getting darker and darker, and eventually total darkness. This is what you get when you have glaucoma, an eye disease that leads to permanent blindness. I said Ferrari because your vision is of great value. Now, glaucoma is associated with extreme pain ending with blindness. It has affected the lives of more than 76 million people around the world. My uncle was one of the 76 million people, and he too was blind. So what causes glaucoma? Imagine that your eye is a tennis ball. This tennis ball is firm and steady. But when more air is pumped into the tennis ball, eventually it will burst. Similarly, high pressure occurred in the patient causes excruciating pain to them. Just like how the high pressure destroys the ball, it also destroys the eye. I wanted to find a solution to this problem. What do? I study on a berries abstract called resveratrol. Previously, it was shown that it helps in treating many brain-related diseases. Since brain and eye are closely linked by sharing similar cells, so there is a chance that it works on eyes as well. What did? I give the extract to visually impaired or blind lab rats that were subjected to recreate the condition in glaucoma. What did I find out? It managed to preserve the eye structure up to 35%. Interestingly, those rats that were initially blind were able to see themselves in the mirror up to 45%. This is phenomenal finding. I mean blind lab rats able to see again. Imagine when we can do this to humans. I believe this is the answer to a more effective glaucoma treatment. Plus, it could generate millions, if not billions, of pharmaceutical industry if we could make this into a working medicine. This is like finding that bright, sparkling light at the end of that dark tunnel. And yes, with the millions that you make, you can drive that Ferrari for real. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Afik Aiman. I think that was very, very, eye-opening, if no pun intended. Are you here, Brother Afik?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
First of all, I'm sorry to hear about your uncle. And I think that there's a lot of awareness that is needed in this area. It was indeed phenomenal findings, results that you got.
Thank you.
Perhaps can you share with us what has been the most rewarding part in conducting this research?
Okay, first of all, Assalamualaikum, a very afternoon to everyone. Thank you, Miss Familia, for that very bright question that you asked for me. So as for me, I'm taking this into my own perspective. A few years back, I had the opportunity to visit my uncle who suffered from late stage of the glaucoma. So I took him to the hospital and found out that they have not in stock for the medicine for his eye. So we went to the local pharmacy, and turns out that one particular small bottle cost about 80 ringgit. And to him, he was not from a very financially stable background, so it was quite expensive for him. To make matters worse, he was a 65-year-old man with no medical background. So when those medicine had adverse effects, it traumatized him to take those medication. So when I do research on resveratrol, when I had this opportunity, I felt that in the long run, we can provide a better medicine for him. Although he may not be able to experience this as for now, but to me, when he heard about this natural solution towards his problem, I believe he won't have that traumatizing experience anymore. We are very fortunate to live in Malaysia that our health subsidies are very high. But to me, it is very saddened to see my uncle suffers all this is due to glaucoma. Answering back to your question, I think the best experience for me during my research is that my prayers is that in the future, glaucoma patients are not supposed to have the same experience like my uncle did. That is all for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Afik. I pray the same too as well. Thank you. All the best in your research.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now concluded the finalist presentation from the science category. And I would like to congratulate those who have already presented. I would now like to allow the judges to deliberate the marks of this category. And all of us will now have a brief intermission. So please stay with us. We will be back with you very soon. Thank you so much.
Okay, can we invite all the judges to enter the
Roots of our business are more than 175 years old. When our flagship journal Nature was first...
Can I please invite the judges who can please enter the breakout room? So you can see at the bottom of your screen, you will see the word breakout rooms. So you can click on that and then you will see something called the judge room. May I please invite all the judges to kindly click on the word join? Only the judges, yeah?
Published 150 years ago. Only a third of the world's population were able to read. Today, the majority can. Nearly 2/3 of the world's population lived in extreme poverty. Now, most are poverty-free. And average life expectancy was just 38, where today that number is over 70. Yet despite this progress, inequalities still remain, and the world faces new and significant societal challenges, such as climate change, universal access to healthcare, and quality education. Progress will only be possible because of the vital role that scientists, researchers, academics, and educators play. And in a world where truths are verified by social media clicks and fake news is easily spread, they are more reliant than ever on being able to share their insight and trust their sources. This is where we play such a pivotal role. As custodians of the academic record, we aim to safeguard the independence and veracity of research, helping researchers to trust and build upon the discoveries that have gone before. Each experiment, every finding, taking its place in the network of discovery and enabling researchers to stand on the shoulders of giants. Let's see how that works in practice. This is Nature's publication record, 150 years of interconnected research, represented by the majority of Nature's papers. A snapshot of the ever-growing web of collaboration and discovery that is science. Let's take Watson and Crick's seminal paper on the structure of DNA as an example. Here it is. Below it is every paper that it referenced. Not just Nature papers, every paper. Then every paper that those papers referenced, and so on. Above it are all the papers that built their work based on Watson and Crick's discovery. Every paper has its own story, its own unique network. and each of those networks connects to others to form a whole. Every paper in every field, playing their part in the global process of research and discovery. And with these discoveries come advances, not only in science, but in medicine and healthcare, in the arts and social sciences, and progress across all professional fields. At Springer Nature, we aim to ensure that fundamental knowledge can be found, verified, widely understood by those that need it, and then used. In the laboratory, in the field, in the classroom, in the hospital, and even in the driving school. We take our global responsibility to our communities, employees, and society extremely seriously, with trusted and respected brands, a footprint in more than 50 countries, and nearly 10,000 employees around the world, from editors and science writers to analysts, developers, and production specialists. We work in local offices, close to our communities, where our knowledge and experience can make a difference. One Springer Nature, working together and using our scale and influence for the greater good. Setting ourselves bold ambitions as a business to be more diverse, to do all we can to protect our planet, to bring together researchers, policymakers, and practitioners to accelerate progress towards the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, and continue to lead the way in opening up research, ensuring that the world makes as much progress in the next 150 years as it did in the last, improving and enriching our lives and helping to protect our planet for future generations. Springer Nature, opening doors to discovery. The roots of our business are more than 175 years old. When our flagship journal Nature was first published 150 years ago, only a third of the world's population were able to read. Today, the majority can. Nearly 2/3 of the world's population lived in extreme poverty. Now most are poverty-free. And average life expectancy was just 38, where today that number is over 70. Yet despite this progress, inequalities still remain, and the world faces new and significant societal challenges, such as climate change, universal access to healthcare, and quality education. Progress will only be possible because of the vital role that scientists, researchers, academics, and educators play. And in a world where truths are verified by social media clicks and fake news is easily spread, they are more reliant than ever on being able to share their insight and trust their sources. This is where we play such a pivotal role. As custodians of the academic record, we aim to safeguard the independence and veracity of research, helping researchers to trust and build upon the discoveries that have gone before. Each experiment, every finding, taking its place in the network of discovery and enabling researchers to stand on the shoulders of giants. Let's see how that works in practice. This is Nature's publication record, 150 years of interconnected research, represented by the majority of Nature's papers. A snapshot of the ever-growing web of collaboration and discovery that is science. Let's take Watson and Crick's seminal paper on the structure of DNA as an example. Here it is. Below it is every paper that it referenced. Not just Nature papers, every paper. Then every paper that those papers referenced, and so on. Above it are all the papers that built their work based on Watson and Crick's discovery. Every paper has its own story, its own unique network, and each of those networks connects to others to form a whole. Every paper in every field, playing their part in the global process of research and discovery. And with these discoveries come advances, not only in science, but in medicine and healthcare, in the arts and social sciences, and progress across all professional fields. At Springer Nature, we aim to ensure that fundamental knowledge can be found, verified, widely understood by those that need it, and then used. In the laboratory, in the field, in the classroom, in the hospital, and even in the driving school. We take our global responsibility to our communities, employees, and society extremely seriously, with trusted and respected brands, a footprint in more than 50 countries, and nearly 10,000 employees around the world, from editors and science writers to to analysts, developers, and production specialists. We work in local offices, close to our communities, where our knowledge and experience can make a difference. One Springer Nature, working together and using our scale and influence for the greater good. Setting ourselves bold ambitions as a business to be more diverse, to do all we can to protect our planet, to bring together researchers, policymakers and practitioners to accelerate progress towards the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, and continue to lead the way in opening up research, ensuring that the world makes as much progress in the next 150 years as it did in the last, improving and enriching our lives and helping to protect our planet for future generations. Springer Nature, opening doors to discovery. The roots of our business are more than 175 years old. When our flagship journal Nature was first published 150 years ago, only a third of the world's population were able to read. Today, the majority can. Nearly 2/3 of the world's population lived in extreme poverty. Now most are poverty-free. And average life expectancy was just 38, where today that number is over 70. Yet despite this progress, inequalities still remain, and the world faces new and significant societal challenges, such as climate change, universal access to healthcare, and quality education. Progress will only be possible because of the vital role that scientists, researchers, academics, and educators play. And in a world where truths are verified by social media clicks and fake news is easily spread, they are more reliant than ever on being able to share their insight and trust their sources. This is where we play such a pivotal role. As custodians of the academic record, we aim to safeguard the independence and veracity of research, helping researchers to trust and build upon the discoveries that have gone before. Each experiment, every finding, taking its place in the network of discovery and enabling researchers to stand on the shoulders of giants. Let's see how that works in practice. This is Nature's publication record, 150 years of interconnected research, represented by the majority of Nature's papers. A snapshot of the ever-growing web of collaboration and discovery that is science. Let's take Watson and Crick's seminal paper on the structure of DNA as an example. Here it is. Below it is every paper that it referenced. Not just Nature papers, every paper. Then every paper that those papers referenced, and so on. Above it are all the papers that built their work based on Watson and Crick's discovery. Every paper has its own story, its own unique network, and each of those networks connects to others to form a whole. Every paper in every field, playing their part in the global process of research and discovery. And with these discoveries come advances, not only in science, but in medicine and healthcare, in the arts and social sciences, and progress across all professional fields. At Springer Nature, we aim to ensure that fundamental knowledge can be found, verified, widely understood by those that need it, and then used. In the laboratory, in the field, in the classroom, in the hospital, and even in the driving school. We take our global responsibility to our communities, employees, and society extremely seriously, with trusted and respected brands, a footprint in more than 50 countries, and nearly 10,000 employees around the world, from editors and science writers to analysts, developers, and production specialists. We work in local offices, close to our communities, where our knowledge and experience can make a difference. One Springer Nature, working together and using our scale and influence for the greater good. Setting ourselves bold ambitions as a business to be more diverse, to do all we can to protect our planet, to bring together researchers, policymakers, and practitioners to accelerate progress towards the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, and continue to lead the way in opening up research, ensuring that the world makes as much progress in the next 150 years as it did in the last, improving and enriching our lives, and helping to protect our planet for future generations. Springer Nature, opening doors to discovery.
are a place of accomplishments.
Recognize
From humble beginnings, we have broken barriers and records. From the rawness of basic knowledge, we have instilled values. Values that inculcate the blossoming of minds and the bestowing of virtue. Our accomplishments have touched the lives of so many. For indeed, our infusing of virtue with knowledge has been the key to our success. Why are we always striving? Why do we keep pushing the boundaries? Why do we constantly try to bring out the best in each of us? Because here, no matter where you're from, you are accorded the same right to succeed. We want them to build a better future, where good is not just created, but sustained. We stand for excellence in our students, shaping their values and developing the world. We strive for inspiration in our graduates, inspiring their dreams into reality. We want to go beyond the imaginable and bring out virtue beyond any barriers. To improve the quality of life everywhere, physically and spiritually. IIUM provides the best conducive learning environment for all students, offering a wide variety of amenities in the pursuit of knowledge. Opening avenues to reach the furthest realms of enlightenment. The International Islamic University of Malaysia. The garden of knowledge and virtue.
Expand the culture of Iqra. IUM is to realize the meaning of mercy to all the world for mankind.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us. I think that was a very inspirational video as well from IUM. So now we will go on to the next segment of our final round. We will now move to the social science category. And over here, we will have 4 finalists from whom we will be listening to. Coming up for our first finalist, we have with us Bambang Hengki Rainanto, who is from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia, with the title Green Marketing Mix as a Solution to Achieve Sustainable Industry Performance in the Hospitality Industry. Let's hear from him.
5 years ago, I discovered and was surprised that the city I lived in 15 years ago and 2 other neighboring cities suddenly had flooding disaster. Just imagine, a city located in highland had been flooding frequently for the last 10 years. Why is it so? One of the main reasons is because the city are overcrowded as a popular tourist destination. Millions of tourists flock every year, and thousands of hotels are flourishing like a mushroom. The number of hotels in 3 cities alone make up about 44% from the total of 38 cities in the Java province. Do you think with the flourishing of the hotel are destroying the environment, which later affect the tourism industry? My study aims to propose an environmental parameters with a green marketing mix to rejuvenate a sustainable performance for tourism industry. What is green marketing mix? Green marketing mix is a way to market a product or service while maintaining the environment, and without it, you know what will happen. A set of questionnaires were distributed to 228 hotel managers in finding the relations between the environmental management system, pro-environmental behavior, and green marketing mix that can affect sustainable industry performance. Using the Smart PLS version 3, 17 connections of environmental parameters hypotheses were discovered. The result of analysis revealed that 14 hypotheses are accepted and only 3 hypotheses are rejected. It is very interesting to discover that all flow connections with the green marketing mix are accepted. This means the green marketing mix strategy fully supports a sustainable performance for the hotel industry. The best recommendation that is found from this study is green marketing mix should be a policy for the future, for the tourism industry players, for the association, and also for the government. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, by including green marketing mix in any policy, a positive contribution can be made in rejuvenating a sustainable tourism. And perhaps there will be no more floods in this beautiful land. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Bambang. I think that was a very interesting research and definitely very timely and very in line with what DUN is also going for. Can I know, Brother Bambang, are you here with us in the link today?
Yes, I am here.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
It was very interesting where you mentioned there were several hypotheses that were accepted and some that you felt that was not. Perhaps out of all the interesting findings that you got, which was the most interesting and surprising result?
Yeah. Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you very much for your question, Dr. Pamilia. The green marketing mix itself is turned out to be a solution for the hospitality industry or business player, which is related with the tourism sectors, and also actually not only for the tourism sectors, but all association and also for regional government and also central government, because they are a policy maker. Hopefully they become realize that green marketing mix become a solution for the sustainable performance actually. The sustainable itself is become consists from 3 parameters, such as economic or business, and then environment, and then also the social. And then the conclusion of this is by applying green marketing mix is hope in the future the natural disaster which is caused by human can be overcome. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brother Bambang. I think that was very interesting, and I wish you all the best in your research.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We will now go to our next finalist of the social science category. And her name is Nik Nur Ainin Sofia binti Nikmat. And she's from University Malaya, who will be having a title called Conversations About Sunat Perempuan. Please welcome.
The flower that you see on my slide is known as bunga telang. Now most of you know that bunga telang has been used to make nasi kerabu. Here's an interesting fact about bunga telang. Scientifically, it is known as Clitoria ternitia. Peculiar, right? Of all things, why clitoria? Well, it is named that way because of its similarity and likeness to the female genitalia, in particular the clitoris. This brings me to my research topic. Today, let's talk about sunat perempuan. It is also known as female circumcision or female genital cutting. This topic is largely understudied in the Southeast Asian region, and that includes Malaysia. There is very limited data on the practice. So, this is where my research comes in. My research reconciles and bridges the gap between the media's representation of the practice as well as the community's representation of the practice. I use two types of data. First, I use news articles from mainstream and alternative news sites, and secondly, I use focus group discussion with Malay Muslim women from the age range of 20 to 70 years old. I analyze the communication and language aspects of these texts to answer my research questions. I ask, how is female circumcision talked about and represented in the news media? And secondly, how is female circumcision talked about and represented by the Malay Muslim women themselves? So, the news media revealed the different voices and opinions in the news media. Focus group discussions showcase the narratives of lived experiences and realities of Malay Muslim women. On so far, the word cloud that you see on my slide shows the 50 most frequently occurring words in my data. There are 5 key themes underlying the conversations about female circumcision or sunat perempuan in Malaysia. Those 5 themes are culture, gender, health, human rights, and religion. There are clashing of opinions in the news as well. Everyone is saying different things. The United Nations, the experts, the government. So there is a lack of clarity on the need for the practice. And this lack of clarity is also reflected in the responses we receive by the focus group discussion participants. They too are baffled by the lack of clarity on the practice. So, the recurring topic that also appeared in the focus group discussion is the hygienic benefit of the practice. On the other hand, in the media, there is an oversaturation of the human rights perspective. Clearly, there is something missing here. There is a gap in communication that we need to address. And this is very important because Malaysian doctors are now starting to perform a more invasive form of cutting to the clitoris, according to latest research. So, what does this mean and what is the implication? This means that your daughter could be at risk of injury or complication. And this is why I care about sunat perempuan. This is why you too should care about sunat perempuan. And this is why we should review and adjust our legislation and policies based on real experiences of Malay Muslim women. And this is why we need to have more open conversations about sunat perempuan in order for us to safeguard women's reproductive health. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Sister Nick Ainian. Now, I think that was very interesting what you were sharing. And can I know if you're here with us, Sister Nick?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Hi.
Hello.
So, I think that was really wonderful the way that you have shared your interest in this and what exactly started it. Perhaps can you share with us how do you hope that you can actually spread more awareness so that we can help more people to be more aware about this?
Right. Okay. First of all, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon, everyone. I'm very honored to be here, and thank you very much, Ms. Familia, for the question. So you see, the topic that I'm doing is a very controversial and sensitive topic, I would say, in Malaysia. And as you know, it's actually under the Sustainable Development Goal as well, goal number 5, more specifically, focusing on gender equality and also empowerment of women and girls. So I believe that this is very important because it does not just affect us as a country or the Malay community, the practicing community, but also globally, because this is a practice that is very widespread, although different extent in different country and region. So that's why I believe it's important for us to have a more nuanced discussion in public discourses such as the media. And this is an avenue for us to raise awareness and educate the public about the issue, because first of all, we have to remember that the United Nations, although they are the champion of human rights, they are not without issues as well. So there are issues, for example, in the typology or the categorization of the types of cutting or mutilation as they define. So yeah, we need to look at this from different angles. So the research has to be multidisciplinary, and it also has to contain all perspectives, in my opinion. So that's why I believe my research is important and will add value to the body of knowledge, especially on the in the context of Malaysia. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ainian. I think that's very meaningful, and also it will touch a lot of hearts as well. I know a lot of people from different countries undergoing similar situation as this, and
Right.
this is very important.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you
so much.
so much for this. Right, so we have come now to the middle section of the social science category. Right now, let me call upon the third finalist of this category, and his name is Sharil bin Ramli at Romli from University Putra, Malaysia, with the title Mastering the Mighty Godzilla, Tun Mahathir, the Malaysian Hercules. All right, so let's hear from him.
Have you ever tried persuading anyone with your speech? Greek scholars such as Socrates and Aristotle compared persuasion strategies with monstrous creature, that is with a big head, big body, and also big tail. Now, I'm sure you all know Godzilla, right? Okay, now imagine the Godzilla's head, the body, and also the tail. Now, let us put that monstrous Godzilla aside for a while. According to Neo-Aristotelian criticism, which is the methodology of my research in analyzing speeches, there are three main strategies a speaker can use to persuade his audience. The first one is known as invention, which is the origination of the ideas. The second one is known as dispositio, the arrangement of the ideas. And the third one is known as illocutio, the style on how the ideas are explained to the audience. Now, let us bring back the Godzilla. Just imagine that the Godzilla's head as the origination of the idea, the body as the arrangement of the ideas, and the tail as a style on how the ideas are explained to the audience. Now, my research is set to analyze Tun Mahathir's persuasion strategies in the speeches he delivered during his political hiatus from 2004 until 2018. By using these ancient persuasion strategies, Tun Mahathir managed to grapple all the political odds, very much like our legendary Hercules, and emerged as the Malaysian Prime Minister for the second time in 2018. Now, let us all imagine our beloved Tun Mahathir as Hercules, the Greek superhero in controlling the Godzilla. First is with the head, which is the origination of the ideas. Tun Mahathir used a lot of persuasion strategies such as quantification or numbers, facts, and also examples to strengthen the originality of his ideas. Second is the body, which is the arrangement of the ideas. Sometimes Tun Mahathir loved to arrange his ideas according to time base. Other times he loved to arrange his ideas according to cause and also effect. And the last one is the tail, which is the style. Tun Mahathir loves to repeat his points. And he also loved to use rhyming sentences as well, short and precise. Now, why is it important for all of us to know all this? Tun Mahathir is unquestionably one of the world's greatest leaders, and to be able to understand his persuasion strategies will be the greatest asset for budding politicians and also commoners like us. Well, you know what they say, tongue is sharper than sword. Thank you.
Indeed, well said. Thank you, Brother Cheryl. Our tongue is indeed short for the sword. I thank you so much for that. Are you here with us today, Brother Cheryl?
Yes, Assalamualaikum. I'm here.
Salam. It's nice
All
to
right.
meet you.
Okay.
Thank you for that wonderful, inspiring presentation with full enthusiasm. I think that was wonderful to watch.
Okay.
Now,
Thank you,
it's amazing how your topic also relates very well to the 3-minute thesis, isn't it? It's all about presenting with persuasion as well. Did you apply those skills also in the 3-minute thesis presentation as well?
Well, thank you, Doctor, for the questions. Well, actually, I think persuasion is not just entirely for this presentation as well. You know, persuasion is basically, you know, something that you will do. You will actually, you will implement it directly or indirectly throughout your life, right? And just to focus on your question just now, I did incorporate some elements of persuasion within my presentations, and hopefully it will steal the hearts of the judges, inshallah, who knows, okay? But what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, persuasion is a very important asset.
For sure. I think I really agree with that as well. We will definitely use the skill throughout our whole lives. And imagine having the skill and using it for so much good, the amount of good that we can bring.
Yeah,
So I
inshallah.
think this is a very good research. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Brother Cheryl. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. We will now come to the final presenter of the social science category. And the final presenter for today of this category will be Brother Khairul Anwar Rusli from University Science Islam Malaysia with the title Just Green It. Let's hear from him.
My professor once told me that start your research with a question. So let me ask you a simple one. What's your favorite color? Anyone love red, blue, or maybe green? I choose green because green is my life. I did research on green practices among small medium enterprise manufacturer in Malaysia. You know, all these SMEs, small size, limited resources, but still contributed more than 30% to our Malaysian GDP annually. At the same time, they receive almost 80% of environmental protection program budget by the government. But yet, they are still among the highest contributor of environmental pollution in Malaysia. So after I did numbers of interview and managed to get over than 200 response from the industry, I can conclude that green could be our possible solution. G, governance. Most of the environmental regulation in Malaysia are being widely applied for both large and small company. This is unfair. We cannot simply scale down what being done by large company to small company. We need to have a tailor-made specific environmental regulation governance for all SMEs based on their capabilities. R, rating. Every company wants to be the best among the best. Implementing green practices require a lot of investment. We should acknowledge and appreciate all this effort by SMEs by introducing variety of rating, reward, and ranking to them. This could be their unique selling point to their customer. At the same time, we can attract more participation from the others. E, enforcement. Do you still remember what happened to Kim Kim River at Pasir Gudang? People said it was lack of monitoring. But the worst thing is, businesses are willing to pay the fine rather than to install environmental pollution control at their facilities. So, we need to enforce heavier penalty to all these environmental pollutants. E, empowerment. Time is money. We cannot waste any single second in making business decisions. During the interview, many companies reported back to me saying that they face difficulty in getting feedback and response from the authorities, especially when they are dealing with chemical in their production. So why not we give them some sort of empowerment and accountability to make their own business decision faster. And networking. SME couldn't work in silo. We need to match up their strength and also their capabilities so that they know each other and they can work together. Networking among SME is important to boost their financial performance and to reduce their environmental impact. Respected judges and fellow researchers, based on my finding, I believe that if we manage to integrate all these 5 elements into our industrial setting, we can achieve something better in the near future. Moving forward, we act as a comprehensive driver for our national blueprint framework strategy in achieving Sustainable Development Goal 2030. So remember, it's no longer just do it. Now is the right time for just green it.
Thank you so much, Brother Khairul. I think that is very timely and indeed a very good awareness and reminder for all of us. Brother Khairul, are you here with us?
Yes, Dr. Pamela, I'm here.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
It was very interesting the way you used the acronyms. As I'm a big fan of acronyms. I was wondering what exactly sparked this passion in you in the first place for you to actually research on this topic and also the area that you've mentioned.
Okay, basically, there are two sides on perspective. If we look from a theoretical and academic perspective, we can see that most of the past research, they focus on all these large multinational company and so on. The reason, definitely very simple, because all these multinational company, they are visible. So whatever they done, public will know immediately. So less focus have been conducted on small, medium enterprise perspective. And from the what we call practical perspective, we need to admit that small, medium enterprise in Malaysia, they are the backbone of the economy. As I mentioned in the presentation, they contribute more than 30%, but still they are also the highest among the highest contributor in environmental pollution in Malaysia. So that's why two of the reasons why I decide to start my research on this area. So other than that, because nowadays we talk about all these sustainable development goal 2030 and so on and so forth. So I believe that based on my reading and so on and so forth, if we want to achieve all these sustainable development goal, we have 17 goals basically. So if we want to achieve all this by the year of 2030, we cannot rely on the government, we cannot rely on the public sector, we cannot rely on the all public listed company and so on and so forth. Every single entities need to play an important role. So one of it is SMEs. Even though SMEs a lack of capabilities, but still people say small, what we call 1,000 miles of journey start with a single step. So I believe if we work together is better, isn't it? So other than that, throughout this research also, even though this is definitely a basic, business and management research perspective, I have this opportunity to work with all this Ministry of International Trade and Industry, Ministry of what we call MASDAC, and all other related ministry and also agencies. So I think this is among the things that push me to continue and further this study and hopefully can finish as soon as possible.
I mean, I hope so too. Thank you so much, Brother Khairul. I think that's a very important research you're doing, and I wish you all the best for this.
Thank you.
So thank you, and we have now concluded the social science category of finalists. May I please invite our dear judges to kindly click on the breakout rooms to join the judge room while all of us have a brief intermission. Please continue staying with us. We'll be back very soon.
What is it that we come here to do? Here, where fear is afterthought, where every day brings a new spark, a new chance of building a future. Made by those willing to push boundaries, by those willing to work selflessly, because that is what we come here to do, to create a future, not just for ourselves, but for humanity. It is in the instruments we hold, the tools we use, the focus we apply, the books we learn from, the effort we put in, the tides we ride, and the advance we make, that we can wear these faces, proud faces, bright faces, hardworking faces. Our faces that radiate with happiness in the knowing that what we do here at University Malaya is learn, advance in our knowledge for the nation and for the development of humanity with integrity, with creativity, with open-mindedness. Whether it be through research or our education, we do it together. And when we succeed, we ride the waves again, creating newer, bolder ideas as a team and with like-minded individuals. Remembering our first day here and why we set out on this journey. Remembering who we do this for, the future we're building, the lives we're saving. This is us, and these are the victories worth celebrating over. This is what we come here to do.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. A greeting of peace and a very good morning. In conjunction with the event today, I would like to touch on three major issues that concerns us, especially at the International Islamic University Malaysia. This is a university that was established in 1983 that looks forward to the future and try to make meaning of what the future is for us. In conjunction with today's event, there are three things that has been happening in this university that promotes the future as far as the university is concerned. We have been, in the last 1 year, preparing ourselves into a new paradigm of what university looks like and what education looks like given the 21st century. It is called Sejahtera Academic Framework. The word Sejahtera is a colloquial word that means peace, that means harmony, that means balance, that also means sustainability, a kind of the future that all of us wishes to see in the moment to come. And therefore, this Sejahtera Academic Framework lay out what the university needs to do moving forward in changing the paradigm of the education in Malaysia, if not worldwide. We are quite concerned of what has been happening in the last few months given the coronavirus pandemic, and therefore would want to make adjustment as to how we can accommodate the new challenges of the future so that education continues to be relevant not only for this moment but also for the time to come. And therefore this framework that we are working on today becomes a kind of a mission for us to define what the future is like as far as the International Islamic University Malaysia is concerned. The framework will serve to be a platform for discussion of what the new generation would want to see in the world that they want to create for themselves. What are the things that we can learn in the past that is no longer considered relevant as far as education is concerned? There are a number of things that we have identified. One of it that comes in very strongly is a question of the orientation of education itself. We believe education today is what I call weird in the context of it is westernized, Western-centric, it is economic-centric, it is industrial-led, it is reputational obsessed, and hence at the end of the day, it becomes a dehumanizing exercise for many of us. The coronavirus pandemic makes this very clear to us, and therefore it becomes incumbent upon us to look at new paradigm, to change what has been happening before so that we can have a better and a brighter future moving forward. Therefore, the Sejahtera Academic Framework becomes a thinking piece for us. This university will involve itself with discussion with members of the staff, students, and indeed the community around us, hopefully also a global community that is now here within our ambit in this particular event. Now, from this, we are beginning to look at what the coronavirus has done to many of us all over the world in the context of education. And therefore, we want to look at the coronavirus paradigm, as it were, and how these changes could affect not only this country, but also humanity as a whole. We have got what we call a model of 3M, moving from manpower, mind, and machines in the context of high tech to what we call the 3H, into humanity, heart, and also high touch. This shift is a very valuable shift for us because it brings in new values of how we need to deal with the future given the pandemic that is affecting all of us. As far as you are concerned, the values of sympathy, for example, the values of empathy, and the values of compassion is nowhere to be found in our curriculum, in our education system as such, be it systematically or be it just periodically as such. And therefore, it becomes important for us to focus on values of this nature so that education can also be seen as a kind of a globalizing factor that brings people based on values that all of us can share. And therefore, social solidarity, social bonding could be enhanced. And here's one of the ways that all of us agree how to fight against the coronavirus moving forward. Until and unless we can act as humanity, until and unless we can agree on what is it that we can do together, there will be very little chance for us to win this war against the coronavirus. And therefore, education must be the platform for us to build this kind of a rapport within the context of education, just as much as sustainable development has been used in this particular context. And I would like then to urge all of us to look at this event as an event where we can all together agree on the things that we need to do so that the futures can be well defined for us, so that education can take its place where it connects all the dots within not only our country and our community, but all over the world. We need to save humanity. We need to live as a group of people who understands what the survival of humanity is all about. We need to also save our environment and also make sure that the future generation has a rightful place as far as education is concerned and as far as the future is concerned. So on that note, let me thank you once again for your attention, and I hope this small piece of ours will create some interest so that we can go on discussing as what we need to do moving forward. I know the challenges are well defined ahead. It is daunting for us, but we have no choice but to face it squarely. And the more we can do this in a solidarity form, the better it is for us. So on that note, I wish you well, and I hope we can meet again at other times and other places, face to face. And for now, this is the only way for us to get our thoughts together so that we can have a peaceful future ahead. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a greeting of peace to all of you.
Thank you so much. And we are so happy to have you all back again. And thank you for staying tuned with us right now. So we have come back to the final round, and this is going to be the final category, which is the engineering and technology category. Now, before we go to the category, I just want to share with you a nice message that I received today, which I think serves as a very nice reminder, which also relates to that wonderful intermission video that was also delivered, which we can see our wonderful rector also speaking. I think it's wonderful to see that solidarity with social bonding is something that we all definitely need to have. And it also brings back a little bit of connection to me about how we need to cherish every single moment. We never thought that we will one day be doing this virtually, isn't it? And it's wonderful for us to just take a moment right now and just realize how wonderful this is, that we can do this together. And it's surpassing borders, and it's wonderful that we can actually have this and we can actually see this in the future as well, as it is all recorded as well. So remember this wonderful quote that I saw this quote that says, cherish the small moments because they will never happen exactly the same way again, which is wonderful for us to be reminded that this virtual 3-minute thesis competition is actually such a blessing for us. This is the first time we're having it nationally, online and virtually. So let us now take a moment to cherish this. All right, so moving on to the first presenter of the engineering and technology category, we have here with us the first finalist here of this category with the name Nur Akhlisa binti Zulkifli from University Putra, Malaysia, with the title A Treasure from the Waste. Please welcome.
It is common knowledge that Malaysia, with its tropical climate, is one of the world's biggest growers of oil palm. As we all know, oil palm is the source of our famous palm oil. But what we have taken for granted is the waste from oil palm, which can actually be used to produce a very special chemical known as levulinic acid. So, what is so special about levulinic acid? This high-performance chemical can be used in many applications and products, such as skincare, cosmetic, food preservative, and even biodiesel. In fact, the United States Department of Energy has classified levulinic acid as one of the top 12 platform chemicals. The question is no longer about the application of levulinic acid, but how to produce it. My research is about how to produce levulinic acid from oil palm biomass waste, which give highest amounts of cellulose. Levulinic acid is obtained from cellulose. Cellulose is a simply long chain of individual sugar molecules strongly linked to one another, like a train. To produce levulinic acid, these strong links between the sugars must be broken, which can be done using a catalyst. This catalyst can be produced from oil palm biomass too, and can be used again and again, and this makes the whole reaction a green process. In order to produce this catalyst, I only need to burn the waste and introduce some chemicals to produce this catalyst. What's left is to find the ideal processing condition, and I will be on my way to obtain the highest levulinic acid yield. To investigate the quality of levulinic acid produced, it is further processed with a type of alcohol and blend it with biodiesel fuel to enhance its performance. Usually, we need to change the design of diesel engines to ensure any blends fits towards in the engine. But impressively, this blend can be used directly without any modification. I believe this project is another stepping stone in combining green raw materials, green processes, and green products as to contribute to the society, economy, and of course to our beloved planet. Instead of burning the waste, which can increase air pollution, why not we utilize this oil palm biomass waste into a valuable chemical? So, let's turn waste of yesterday into tomorrow's treasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Nur Atlisa. I think that was very inspiring and definitely very needed during this time. Are you here with us, Sister Atlisa?
Yes, yes. Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. Actually, I was wondering, there's a lot of different kinds of cases that are happening whereby people are not still aware about the dangers of doing that. And perhaps can you share with us how can we create more awareness among the public to really know how to have proper waste disposal, as well as to really have this kind of, to make use of this treasure that we do not know of.
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, so actually, to create awareness, maybe we can share to people about pollution, the effect of pollution, because as we know, the waste, if not utilized well, we just burn the waste, and this one can increase air pollution. So, and also, awareness to sanitation is any research need to think how to utilize all these waste to use it to produce any valuable chemical so that we can use this waste to produce something instead of burning it. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, that is definitely very true. I can see that it's still happening today. There was once I was passing by a neighborhood and it was to my horror that even that is still happening till today. So definitely this is a very timely research. Thank you so much, Sister Nurakitsa. Thank you. We're coming to our next presenter of the final category. May I please introduce you to the next presenter, who is Muhammad Hilmi Naim bin Muhammad Yakin from University Malaysia Pahang, with the title Predicting Crack Initiation and Propagation with Paridynamics. Please welcome.
I'm sure we all remember the KL Eco-City Bridge collapse back in 2017 and the general feeling of unease that followed it. For me personally, it was a rude awakening because it reminded me how much blind faith we are putting in the structural integrity of the constructions around us. When you drive across a flyover and you hear that creaking sound, do you feel safe? When you're walking across that overhead bridge and the wind blows and you feel the bridge shift just a little bit beneath you, do you feel safe? Structural failures such as that which occurred with KL Eco-City Bridge usually start with a single crack. Right now, our best bet for predicting where that crack will occur is using the finite element method, But the problem with this method is that it utilizes classical continuum mechanics, which is formulated using spatial partial differential equations. So once you detect the first crack, your model is no longer completely continuous, and you won't be able to predict the crack propagation as the spatial derivatives are undefined at discontinuities. So, what happens when you have a flyover that has a series of little cracks? Do we stop traffic every time and fix it up? Or do we replace it with the whole new bridge? In Malaysia, from my experience, during the design process, we usually just roll the dice. But the question I have to ask you is, do you feel safe? Fortunately, for our sanity and peace of mind, there exists a method called peridynamics that uses displacement rather than displacement derivatives, and therefore can predict fault lines and cracks even on a discontinuous structure. Using this advanced modeling method, my research contributes to the body of knowledge dealing with detection and prevention of structural failure before it happens. This way, we can reinforce structures in such a way that the imminent failure can be continually postponed, and we don't need a tragedy to tell us when to fix something. So next time you're driving on the road or walking across a bridge, remember peridynamics and rest easy knowing that in this concrete jungle we have built for ourselves, a group of researchers are working hard to make sure that you feel safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Muhammad Hilmi. I think that was a very interesting and definitely very timely research as well. Are you here with us, Brother Muhammad Hilmi?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me, Pamela?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Looking at the current occurrences that are usually happen around us and that have also been recently happening around us, I think it is safe to say we definitely need more researchers like you. And maybe if someone would ask you, how would you advance this research even further? Say, for example, for a postdoc, what would you like to do further in the future?
All right. Thank you very much for the question, Dr. Pamela. I would say in terms of commercialization of this peridynamics approach, I would like to point out that by extending the in-house coding into commercial software in the future, it can be used by students, researchers, and academicians out there. And this research also gained attentions from airlines industry. So with the collaboration with my supervisor, Dr. Olaf Wagner, he is a senior structural engineer from Boeing Company, United States of America. This will totally benefit the world's industry, such as airlines, buildings, or defense industries, since a critical technology challenge for structural material applications is to have a means for the reliable analysis of material damage and failure. Besides, this peridynamics can also be extended to medical field, such as modeling tumor growth and predicting the swelling of brain tissue after stroke attack, to name a few. So I truly believe that the extension of this peridynamics approach will have a big chance to be commercialized in the future, and at the same time will benefit lots of parties from different kind of fields. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Muhammad Hilmi. All the best.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we're going to come to our third finalist of this final category of engineering and technology category. And now let me introduce you to Amni Haslinda binti Alpandi from University Technology Petronas with her title, Reducing Paraffin Wax Using Jatropha-Based Inhibitors Through Deposition Investigation. Let us listen to her.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introducing myself, my name is Amni Haslinda binti Alpandi, PhD in Petroleum Engineering, University Technology Petronas. Today, I would like to present my research entitled Reducing Paraffin Wax Using Jatropha-Based Inhibitor Through Deposition Investigation. Basically, upstream oil and gas involve the transmission of crude oil inside the pipeline from the reservoir toward the production well. There are many flow assurance problems occur during the transportation of crude oil inside the pipeline, and one of the major problems is paraffin wax deposition. Due to the extreme cold temperature environment inside the reservoir, the deposition of wax on the surface of coal pipeline occur when the inner wall temperature drops below wax appearance temperature, and wax appearance temperature represent the temperature at which precipitation of paraffin wax start to occur. Beside the temperature, concentration and the shear rate are several factors affecting the wax depositions. So how to overcome this problem? There are three types of wax mitigation method, which are thermal, mechanical and chemical. However, thermal and mechanical are expensive and the production need to be stopped during the mitigation process. Therefore, the uses of chemical treatment such as wax inhibitor are more prevalent and the chemical can be added without stop the productions. Nowadays, the uses of wax inhibitors such as triethylamine and ethynyl vinyl acetate poses toxicity problems when it exposed to the nature. Therefore, recent researchers suggest the use of natural plant-based inhibitors such as jatropha seed oil, castor seed oil, and crude palm oil. In my study, I would like to suggest the uses of jatropha seed oil because of its availability, it is cheaper, environmental friendly, non-edible, and can be used in wide range of type of crude oil. By solving these root cause problems of paraffin wax depositions, the flowability can be improved and the production of crude oil can be increased. At the end of the day, the processing of crude oil and the process of crude oil can be used in our daily lives, such as petrol for our vehicles and in the plastic industry. By using jatropha seed oil, we can also save the environment without any toxicity. That's all from me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.
Thank you so much, Sister Ami Haslinda. I think that was very interesting and I learned so much from that presentation. Can I hear from you if you're with us today?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Sister Ami.
Hi,
We can hear you.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam. So that was very interesting, and I was wondering maybe if you could share with us what was the most prominent, or maybe you could say most interesting finding that you found from your results.
Okay, thank you for the question. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. So the most best findings that I can find from my research is that the jatropha seed oil have a characteristic of high content of oleic acid, which it can reduce the viscosity of the waxy crude oil. And if we can study, in my study, is that the jatropha seed oil can be used to optimize the utilization of jatropha-based crude oil in order to mitigate wax deposition, and it able to reduce the operation cost, and at the end of the day, it can contribute to the sustainable energy production, especially for Malaysian oil field. And for the jatropha seed oil, it's not only to reduce the waxy crude oil or the wax productions, but it also can solve the wax issue, deposition of wax issue from the wide range type of crude oil from the various oil field in the world.
That's definitely going to be very beneficial. I thank you so much for your research, and I wish you all the best, Sister Amni.
Thank you, and all the best to everyone. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. Salam. All right, now everyone, we have come to the final presenter for today's final category of engineering and technology category, and her name is Radhika Gautam Gunaji, who is from University Technology Malaysia with the title of Cost-Effective Biopolymer for Oil Recovery. Please welcome.
Do you ever wonder how our ancestors managed farming without the use of chemical fertilizers or pesticides? I'm sure you all know the answer, and yes, you're right. Nature. Nature supplied them with the necessary sources. They used animal waste as natural fertilizers and herbs for controlling the pests. It ensured not only sustainable development but also responsible growth. Further, it was economical too. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the exact same principle on which my research is based, focusing on how nature acts in the oil and gas industry. In the petroleum industry, several oil recovery methods are being used to extract the oil from the earth. Because the natural energy present beneath the earth cannot push the entire oil to the surface. Hence, an external source of energy is required to recover oil. One of the methods is polymer flooding, in which polymers are added to water, increasing the viscosity similar to that of honey. The polymer solution is then injected into the oil wells, which pushes the oil to the surface. However, cost of these polymers plays a vital role, especially in today's time when the oil prices are fluctuating. In the recent years, biopolymers are getting more importance, and one such biopolymer named schizophyllin has proven to significantly enhance the recovery rate. But it is currently available as an expensive grade material because of the sources that are utilized in its production. This is what motivates me to conduct this research, where the biopolymer schizophyllin is made more cost effective by employing the local sources. Hence, in my research, this biopolymer was prepared from the fungus schizophyllin commune, commonly known as Cendawan kukur in Malaysia, scientifically combined with cheaply available sago starch and potato extract. The result, under high temperature, salinity and pressure conditions, the biopolymer solution resulted in an additional 18% oil recovery. Further, the cost of this biopolymer was reduced to $11.3 per kg. All the experiments were carried out as per the industrial standards. It will still take a long time before we replace oil and gas with other forms of energy. As a petroleum engineer, the least we can do to ensure sustainable development in the future is to act in the present. Make the processes more responsible by harnessing the power from the sources available around us. Let us take care of the nature, and the nature shall take care of us. Thank you all, and stay safe.
Indeed, nicely put, Sister Radhika. Take care of nature and nature will take care of us. Thank you so much. I see that you are here as well. Welcome, Sister Radhika.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
All right, so maybe if I can ask you, how do you hope that your research will be able to make a difference and also inspire policymakers with regards to oil recovery?
Okay, first of all, regards to all the juries, and thank you so much, Dr. Pamelia, for the question. So the reason behind taking up this research was, like, everyone talks about replacing fossil fuels with other sources of energy, such as water, sunlight. But what I feel is that it will still take a long time, to replace oil and gas with other forms of energy. So especially in oil and gas industry today, biopolymers are getting more importance, but the policymakers are not investing in the biopolymers. The reason being, it is not cost effective. Although it has it gives good results, but it cannot be it's not cost effective, and that's what motivates me, since this biopolymer is made from the local sources, so it can be available in any country at any duration at any point of time. So I feel that even if we can reduce the cost of the biopolymers, this can motivate the policy makers to invest in the biopolymers and replace the synthetic ones. Although it is a small step towards the sustainability, but I think considering the sustainable development goals, even the smallest of the contribution will make a count. So I think, that's the reason. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Radhika. I agree with you. Small steps, but it will definitely be, in the end, a very big impact. And it does sound very sustainable and very applicable. And I wish you all the best in your research.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Radhika. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have actually completed the 3 categories and all the finalists. I feel now that I'm going to miss everyone, all the finalists. It was very interesting to listen to all of them. What we will be doing right now is I will now like to invite our our judges to kindly please click on the breakout rooms and also join the judge room while we can actually have a brief intermission. And like earlier, please do not go anywhere, everyone. Please stay tuned with us. We will be in touch with you very soon for the results. Thank you so much.
And I would like to contextualize this meeting today is what we call celebrating IIM 2020.
Hari ini, Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan dilaksana di seluruh negara bagi mengekang penularan COVID-19.
Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan mulai 18 Mac 2020 iaitu lusa hingga 31 Mac 2020 di seluruh negara.
Let me reassure you, as far as I am concerned, the situation in the university is well under control.
Universiti Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia UIAM menghasilkan prototipe robot yang boleh membantu doktor berdepan dengan pesakit dengan membuat saringan dari jarak jauh. Robot yang diberi nama Medibot dibangunkan pakar robotik kuliah kejuruteraan dan kuliah teknologi maklumat komunikasi. Dilengkapi alat kawalan jauh bervisual, doktor berinteraksi dengan pesakit tanpa perlu bersemuka.
Pasukan khas ini terdiri daripada pencarah, pentadbir dan pelajar yang tinggal dan menginap di kampus Gombak. PPE yang dihasilkan akan dihantar ke Pusat Perubatan UIAM di Kuantan Pahang dan lain-lain hospital yang akan dikenalpasti oleh Malaysian Relief Agency MRA.
Sementara itu, Universiti Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia UIAM mencatat sejarah sebagai institusi pengajian tinggi pertama di negara ini tersenarai sebagai finalis untuk 2 penganugerahan lestari antarabangsa. 2 anugerah itu adalah anugerah Green Gown antarabangsa dalam kategori institusi lestari terbaik dunia dan anugerah memanfaatkan masyarakat menerusi program Light.
Change the stereotype image of Islam and Muslims in the world.
Anugerah ini merupakan pengiktirafan bagi universiti untuk membuat satu perubahan atas kepakaran yang telah diiktiraf oleh bangsa-bangsa bersatu dalam hal ini.
kit yang kami hasilkan atau kit kami ialah kit pantas atau dipanggil rapid test kit menggunakan teknologi iaitu nanoteknologi.
Thank you once again, and I look forward to working with you closely for the year 21, 22 and beyond, and I hope we can come together in a more cohesive way after this when we start looking at the roadmap 2021 to 2022 and also taking other initiatives like the Sejahtera Academic Framework and other things that will come by as we move forward in trying to understand what the future will be like. We are indeed very grateful that we have been selected again to be finalists in what we call the Green Ground International Award, which is organized by the United Nations together with a number of other academic associations that looks at what are the activities that is impactful for the universities that could benefit the society as a whole. We submitted 5 projects and 4 of them have been recognized to be put under the listing of 3 categories. One is benefit to society, second is about the new learning post-COVID, and the third one is about creating impact. So all these 4 finalists has been earmarked as a possible winner, inshallah, when they announce this on the 7th of July at New York when they have their own meeting. So this to me is a kind of a recognition of the work that the university has been doing that is also benefiting students in their new thinking post-COVID, how to make life sustainable, more resilient, and to more accommodative as far as the pandemic is concerned. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. A greeting of peace. Let me first of all take this opportunity to welcome you to the International Islamic University Malaysia, which has been established since 1983. Since the last 2 years, the university has been configuring how to move forward into the future. Indeed, last 2 years we have created what we call the whole institution transformation in trying to take the university into the 21st century and beyond. This particular activity has involved the whole university, every staff members, every student, and indeed the community around us. We are very mindful that the future is something that we need to attend to and in fact create it as the way we want to see it in the context of what we want the future to be for us. Indeed, this university is very much interested in trying to understand what the future looks like, especially given the context, the COVID-19, that is changing almost everything in the perspective of our life, including education. And therefore, this opportunity is a welcome opportunity for us to interact with all of you, with most of you, so that we can understand the future better, not only for this university, but also for other universities around the world, that we can move as a collective whole in trying to define what the future would be, a better future for all of us. I would like once again to thank you for your interest in this university, and hopefully we can work together moving forward, creating a better, sustainable future for all of us. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a greeting of peace to all of you.
The roots of our business are more than 175 years old. When our flagship journal Nature was first published 150 years ago, only a third of the world's population were able to read. Today, the majority can. Nearly 2/3 of the world's population lived in extreme poverty. Now, most are poverty-free. And average life expectancy was just 38, where today that number is over 70. Yet despite this progress, inequalities still remain, and the world faces new and significant societal challenges, such as climate change, universal access to healthcare, and quality education. Progress will only be possible because of the vital role that scientists, researchers, academics, and educators play. And in a world where truths are verified by social media clicks and fake news is easily spread, they are more reliant than ever on being able to share their insight and trust their sources. This is where we play such a pivotal role. As custodians of the academic record, we aim to safeguard the independence and veracity of research, helping researchers to trust and build upon the discoveries that have gone before. Each experiment, every finding, taking its place in the network of discovery and enabling researchers to stand on the shoulders of giants. Let's see how that works in practice. This is Nature's publication record, 150 years of interconnected research, represented by the majority of Nature's papers. A snapshot of the ever-growing web of collaboration and discovery that is science. Let's take Watson and Crick's seminal paper on the structure of DNA as an example. Here it is. Below it is every paper that it referenced. Not just Nature papers, every paper. Then every paper that those papers referenced, and so on. Above it are all the papers that built their work based on Watson and Crick's discovery. Every paper has its own story, its own unique network, and each of those networks connects to others to form a whole. Every paper in every field, playing their part in the global process of research and discovery. And with these discoveries come advances, not only in science, but in medicine and healthcare, in the arts and social sciences, and progress across all professional fields. At Springer Nature, we aim to ensure that fundamental knowledge can be found, verified, widely understood by those that need it, and then used. In the laboratory, in the field, in the classroom, in the hospital, and even in the driving school. We take our global responsibility to our communities, employees, and society extremely seriously, with trusted and respected brands, a footprint in more than 50 countries, and nearly 10,000 employees around the world, from editors and science writers to analysts, developers, and production specialists. We work in local offices, close to our communities, where our knowledge and experience can make a difference. One Springer Nature, working together and using our scale and influence for the greater good. Setting ourselves bold ambitions as a business to be more diverse, to do all we can to protect our planet, to bring together researchers, policymakers, and practitioners to accelerate progress towards the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, and continue to lead the way in opening up research, ensuring that the world makes as much progress in the next 150 years as it did in the last, improving and enriching our lives and helping to protect our planet for future generations. Springer Nature, opening doors to discovery.
Salam and welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us and for being patient with us. We thank you so much, and we are so happy to welcome you back to the final part of the final round of our 3-minute thesis competition 2021 virtual national level. So now we have reached the ending part. This is the part where we feel kind of nostalgic and also a little bit sad, perhaps, that it's almost over. Now, I would like to also right now welcome the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International, University Malaya, Professor Dr. Camilla Binti Ghazali, to share with us her closing remarks. May I please welcome Dr. Camilla?
Thank you
Hello,
very much.
Prof.
Hello. Dr. Pamilia Lodunathan Andrew.
Yes,
Is that right?
right.
I said that right? Thank you very much. I well done. I think you had done an excellent job in comparing in emceeing this whole competition. Yeah. So and also thank you for the invitation to deliver the closing remarks. I would like to acknowledge the Honorable Rector of UIA, Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Datuk Zulkifli Abdul Razak, my colleague, Deputy Rector, Academic International of UIA, Professor Dr. Ahmad Faris Ismail, my friends and colleagues. I'm not sure whether other Deputy Vice Chancellors are here. Of course, Deans, Deputy Directors, Deans, Directors, Deputy Deans and Deputy Directors, the distinguished panel of judges, contestants for the 3MT competition, and also the supporters, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon. I'm really honored to be here this afternoon to deliver the closing remarks for the 2021 virtual 3MT competition at the national level. Before I go on, please let me take this opportunity to congratulate UIA for organizing the 2021 virtual 3MT competition on a national level. This is really quite a challenge since this is the first time that we are conducting the 3MT competition in this way. As we all know, the idea of the three-minute thesis competition was developed by University of Queensland, Australia, but definitely when UQ developed it, they didn't imagine that it was going to turn out to be in this mode. And obviously this is something we had postponed from last year, but I'm glad that we are finally carrying on with it. And as we heard from Tasri Zul just now, everybody just needs to be agile, receptive to the change, but at the same time, we have to take the opportunity to work together to ensure that we make the best of things. So this competition really aims to provide a great platform for PhD candidates in exercising their communication on their research through this 3-minute presentation. And we saw today, and this was actually mentioned by Dr. Pamilia also earlier, that it's not just a matter of presenting the work that you've done, but then it is presenting in a very, very passionate way that everybody can feel how passionate you are, even though it was all pre-recorded and presented on video. But that's the idea, where each presenter is challenged to present everything that he has done, in just the 3 minutes, and to make it as comprehensible as possible to people who may not be in the field, because it is very important, as we are experiencing right now with the COVID-19 pandemic. Science communication has proved to be more and more important, not just in Malaysia, but all over the world, where we have to ensure that the right information is relayed to the community and to the public so that there is greater understanding. So obviously we have to deliver it in very non-technical terms where the public and people who are not in the field will be able to understand. So this national level competition this time was carried out, I am told, involving 50 students from 19 different universities. Congratulations to all 50 participants who were very brave to come forward to take up this challenge and doing this in a much, much more different way than we have been doing in previous years. Despite the result that will be announced after this, in you know, in our eyes, all of you are winners. You are already winners in your own universities, but then you are also winners in participating in this competition. Be proud for trying and doing your best. Today's 3MT is judged by our distinguished guests from various different backgrounds. And as co-organizer for this year's 3MT competition, on behalf of University Malaya, I would like to again thank all the judges, vice chancellors, deputy vice chancellors, deans, directors, deputy deans, deputy directors, administrators, students, and of course, the wonderful UIA organizing committee for your contribution in making 3MT for the national level competition a huge success. Lastly, to our winners for the national 3MT competition, we wish you good luck for the 3MT competition at the international level. More pressure on you. All the best and do make Malaysia proud. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And back to you, Dr. Pamelia.
Thank you so much, our dear Professor Dr. Camila. I think that was very inspiring, and indeed, I think that they will be so thankful to be able to listen to that such wonderful advice that you've given to them. Thank you so much for this closing. Now, everyone, please stay tuned. I think that you are definitely very excited. We will be announcing the results soon, but first, let me just share with you a little bit of a story. I want to share with you a little experience that I had when I participated in this competition a few years back. And when I went to Queensland, what happened was it was very exciting because, you know, when you go there, you're thinking to yourself that, okay, I'm going to go for the 3-minute thesis competition. I'm going to be presenting at the competition venue. I'm going to be presenting there. But funnily, you will actually get to see it actually being practiced in motion and also being practiced in real life. And where we actually will notice this is when you go in Ubers, when you go in hotels or any kind of a B&B or anywhere, or even in the immigration department, you can see them actually asking you, what are you here for? You're here for a 3-minute thesis competition, or what is your thesis about? And that's when you realize, okay, now I'm going to pitch my 3-minute thesis right here. I'm going to start practicing. So actually, you will realize that this competition will have a very big impact on your life. It will definitely leave an imprint on you. Definitely. And it will be something very special in your career advancement, something very wonderful for you to carry together with you. You will never forget this experience. And to me, all of you are winners, honestly, because your research is actually astounding and spectacular and very groundbreaking, and it's wonderful. So I want to tell all of you congratulations. And I think that this is a very wonderful experience that in time to come, you will realize that the experience actually will touch your heart so much, and it leaves a very big peak achievement in your life. So I just want to congratulate you from now, all of you. Please remember, go back as winners, all right? So now, what I'm going to be sharing with you is that so I just want to share with you a little bit of an intermission just before we go to the results section. I know that we're keeping you on your toes. We're doing it on purpose because remember, if we get to actually remember how when you want to slow things down a little bit, it increases the tension and the excitement. That's what we're doing. No, I'm kidding. So we're actually going to be deliberating a little bit more. We just need a little bit of patience here because this is a very important decision here that we have. So before we go for the intermission, I first want to tell you guys that the winners, the winning grand prizes, 2 of them, they will be getting 750 euros sponsored by our wonderful sponsor for today, Springer Nature. So we want to really thank our representatives from Springer Nature. We have Mr. Kent with us. We also have Miss Swati. We have wonderful representatives, and we want to say thank you on behalf of our organizers. So we thank you so much. And these 2 grand prize winners will represent Malaysia at the Asia Pacific 3-minute thesis international competition, and we are excited about that. And you're going to be representing us, and we wish you all the best. We will keep you in our prayers. But who will it be? That is the question. We will get to that. Do not worry. So I will see you in just a little bit. Thank you so much, everyone.
postgrad is like hiking. Sometimes you see the trail clearly, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you'll fall or stumble upon a rock. Sometimes you travel in groups, sometimes you are alone. Obtaining your postgrad degree will never be an easy ride. That's where we come in. For almost 20 years, CPS has strived to create the best environment for postgrad students to thrive on. Our emphasis is for you to develop your skills and expertise for your own betterment in expanding our knowledge. At the end of the day, we believe that every progress you made and will make is a significant contribution to our Ummah. So don't give up. Stay true to the path you are taking and gain as much support as you can, either from us at CPS or from your family and friends. Know that you are never alone on this journey. One day you'll reach the top, but right now, at this moment, you are surely leading the way for the Ummah.
It feels different. No fixed classes, no carry marks, no free riding group mates, no one to tell you to do this or that. You can choose to do whatever you want. You're free to explore the world. You decide on your next step. To obtain a scroll not many could hold, you are like the captain of a ship, free to sail the high seas, to wherever your heart desires. But no sea is without huge waves. Sometimes your journey may be too costly, that it will break you before you arrive at the shore. Sometimes you may find yourself far from home. That you crave the gaze of your loved ones. Sometimes you may find yourself alone, venturing into an unknown world with no one by your side. Sometimes you thought that you did everything right, only to be sent back to start over from scratch. Nevertheless, Allah's plan will always be the best for His servants.
I know you guys are suffering. You are at a place of where you are gaining knowledge. You are away from the family. You are suffering with hardship. You are suffering with, you have financial issues. You have lonely time. You are lonely in the room. You are sleepless nights. You are spending your night sleepless. But remember, what you are gaining, it's only a few people can gain. You know, you are becoming the light. You are becoming the candle of knowledge, where you will, after you're finishing your degree or your studies from here, you are going to enlighten the people's heart. You are going to enlighten the soul of the people. You will guide the humanity toward to recognize the God, to recognize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the reality and truth of this world, they will recognize through you. You will be a reason, you will be a medium for them to recognize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to recognize their creator. You are the best. You are the best of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because وَأَوْرَثْنَا الْكِتَابَ الَّذِينَ اسْتَفَيْنَا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا. And Allah, only a few people, those who have been chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, can be inheritors of His book. His book meaning knowledge. So you are at a place, you will be rewarded in a way you cannot even imagine. Your family, your people, your generation will get inspiration from you, because you are gaining knowledge. You are attaining knowledge to spread the truth of this world.
Your journey will always be unique. You are never alone. We will always struggle. We will always face challenges. But we'll do all of it together.
Or close your eyes and envision being born in a car parking lot with your
The journey may be harsh, but it'll be worth it in the end. You will cherish this memory. You will celebrate the long-lasting friendships. At the end of the day, we will all lead the Ummah.
All right, everyone. I think I've made you suffer enough to wait a little bit long. So we have now come to the time that we've been waiting for. Somehow, even though I'm not competing, this gives me a little bit of cold palms. Do you feel that too? I'm excited on your behalf. All right. So now we're gonna start off with each category, whereby I will be announcing the winners from each category, starting with the third place, second place, and the winner of each category. We will be beginning with the science category. I will now be announcing the winners from the science category. At third place, the winner is yes, drummer and excitement. All right, the winner is at third place, Rabiatul Adawiyah binti Zayadi from University Tun Hussein On, Malaysia. All right, so we want to congratulate Rabiatul Adawiyah binti Zayadi at third place for the science category, who is from University Tun Hussein On, Malaysia. Congratulations to Sister Rabiat. All right, so now we will be announcing the next winner from the second place of the science category. The second place of the science category, we have the winner is Diana Suhaiza binti Said from University Putra, Malaysia. Congratulations, Sister Diana. Second place. We are so excited to hear that. Yay! Awesome. Okay, wonderful. In the virtual land, sometimes it is normal for the drum roll to come after the announcement. It's okay, all right? So it is, we will excuse that definitely. All right, so now at the winner of the science category is Brother Afik Aiman Abdul Ghaffur from University Technology Mara. Congratulations to our winners of the science category, and congratulations, Brother Afik Aiman Abdul Ghaffur, for making it as the winner of the science category. Now we will go on to the next category, which is social science category. Now at third place, we have Brother Sharil bin Ramli and Ramli from University Putra, Malaysia. Congratulations, Brother Sharil. Now coming to the second place. The second place of the social science category. The winner is Brother Khairul Anwar Rusli from University Science Islam Malaysia. Congratulations to Brother Khairul. Now, for the winner of the social science category of the 3MT competition, the winner is Sister Nur Ainin Sofia binti Nikmat from University Malaya. Congratulations to our dear winner of the social science category, Sister Nur Ainin Sofia. Congratulations, dear. We will now come to the final category, which is the engineering and technology category. At third place, winner is Nur Aklisa binti Zulkifli from University Putra, Malaysia. Congratulations, Sister Nur Aklisa. Now we will be announcing the second place of the engineering and technology category. The winner for the second place is Miss Radhika Gautam Gunaji from University Technology Malaysia. Congratulations. And now we will be announcing the winner of the engineering and technology category. Now this is the first place of this category, and the winner of the engineering and technology category goes to Brother Muhammad Hilmi Naim bin Muhammad Yakin from University Malaysia Pahang. Congratulations to all our winners. And we are so proud of you, and congratulations to Brother Muhammad Hilmi. We are very proud of all of you for each category. Congratulations to all our three winners for every category here. We wish you all the best. Now, this is the most pinnacle, important moment of this year's 3MT national level competition. We will now be announcing the two grand prize winners. Now remember, these winners will represent Malaysia and be representative as national champions of Malaysia at the 2021 Asia Pacific 3MT competition in University of Queensland at the end of this year. Announcing our grand prize winners. The first representative of our grand prize winner is Brother Afik Aiman Abdul Ghaffur from University Technology Mara. Congratulations, Brother Afik. We are so happy and proud of you, and we're so looking forward to you representing Malaysia. Thank you so much, Brother Afik, for your wonderful efforts. Now, for the next representative, the second representative will be the other grand prize winner, who will, together with Brother Afik, represent the country at the Asia Pacific 3MT competition in University of Queensland. The second representative is Sister Nik Nur Ainin Sofia binti Nikmat from University Malaya. Congratulations to our dear winners. Congratulations to our two representatives, Afik Aiman Abdul Ghaffur from University Technology Mara and also Nik Nur Ainin Sofia binti Nikmat from University Malaya. We are so proud of you and you have made us very happy and proud. So congratulations also to University Technology Mara and also University Malaya. Congratulations to our dear winners. Now, I pray that everyone who also whose name was not mentioned knows that, remember that your research is very important and you are a winner to us as well. We want to congratulate all of you so much. Now, please do not go yet. We are going to be having a photo session with our dear winners. May we first request the 9 winners of each category, 3, 3, and 3. May we request them to please turn on their cameras, and we will have a photo session taking a photo of them. So could we kindly request them to turn on their cameras and maybe request the rest of us to turn off our cameras so that we can actually allow a photo session of these winners in particular. And don't worry, we will have a group photo right after this one. So can I please request the 9 winners to kindly turn on your cameras so that our team can then take a picture. Okay, so let us know when you are ready. Okay, the 9 contestants, let me count and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, see. All right, so is everybody ready to take a picture? All right, smile. Okay. And then you can do a very nice freestyle kind of a, let's see what freestyle everybody likes a little heart, I know, but you can do anything else that you want. Maybe you can put 3 as a 3MT or anything. Okay, so one freestyle. Come on now, everyone. 1, 2, go. Okay, alrighty. Now, can I also, now I would like to actually request if if only the 2 representatives can open their camera, would that be okay? Do you think so? Okay, only the 2 representatives. So may I please now request for Siti Nur Ainin and also Brother Afik to please turn on your cameras so that we can see you and take a picture of you. Yeah. Yeah, Pak, yes. All right.
Yes,
One,
sure.
let us go to gallery view. Okay, now, all right. So can you smile for us, everyone? Okay, 1, 2, and go. Okay. Now this is the group photo. I need everyone to please turn on your cameras, including me. So let us now have a nice group photo, all of us. Come on together. So all of us photo. Okay, everyone ready? Okay, I need the tech team to also help me out because there are a few pages. Okay, so stand by, yeah, everyone. Okay, smile. And can we have a freestyle session as well? So I'm gonna say 3, Okay, everyone, smile. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. It is not over yet, by the way. All right. I would like to first of all thank our Tan Sri Professor Emeritus Zulkifli Abdul Razak. Thank you so much for joining us. And I would also like to thank our organizers, International Islamic University Malaysia, as well as University Malaya. Also like to thank our dear sponsors for joining us and for sponsoring. And we thank you so much, Bringer Nature. We'd also like to thank our judges from the morning session as well as from the afternoon session. We thank you so much for spending and allocating your time amidst your busy schedule and for joining us in this virtual world. And we also want to thank our mediators. We also want to thank our secretariat and all our finalists, also all our participants from the 50 participants. We want to thank our audiences as well. We want to thank our 13 finalists. We want to thank members of media. I feel like I'm in the Oscar right now, Oscar ceremony. We will meet all of you again next year. We will then pass the baton to University Malaya to host the 2022 National Level 3MT competition. We want to wish and pray for all our representatives, our two representatives who will be representing us, Malaysia, in the 2021 Asia Pacific 3MT competition in University of Queensland. We wish you all the best, Brother Afik and also Sister Nick, and we just are so proud of you. And you are all already a success. Please remember that, all of you. This competition will leave an imprint in your life, believe me. All of you, every one of your participants, definitely. So we would like to thank you so much, and we wish you God bless, and we pray that we will meet you all again in time. So thank you so much, everyone. God bless you. Thank you. Salam. Yes, you may now. You can proceed. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you.
Everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Congratulations,
everybody. Congratulations to the winner.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to all
Thank
the
you.
winners.
Thank you, Malaysia.
May I kindly request the Committee of University Malaya and UIA